Jai Hind all. This is Assistant Professor Gagandeep Singh from Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College. This is a lecture series on analog signal processing, and from the last lecture we were starting with the delay equalizer. This is Unit 3's topic, and we are discussing today how to produce delay equalization with first and the second order all pass filters. In the last lecture, we have discussed that to create a delay equalization, we need to follow two steps. First one is to find out a particular magnitude of the main filter. In the last lecture, we have discussed that the main filter will be cascaded with the all pass filter to give a constant delay. This constant delay, creating a constant delay, is known as the delay equalization. And how they are created? First of all, we will create a filter of desired magnitude Tj omega m. We will find out its delay, which is, let's suppose, dm. We will find out its delay. Then we will find out all pass filter, an all pass filter. Then we will cascade it with all pass filter whose magnitude response is equal to 1, and its delay, if it is DAP, it will be the overall delay that is required. Let's suppose it is D0 minus the main filter delay that we have calculated in the previous step. This delay is known or desired delay, and this we have calculated from the main filter. So when we will cascade it with this main filter with the all pass filter, the magnitude will be, this magnitude filter has one response, so it will be have only magnitude of the desired magnitude, and delay will be a constant delay. One thing I want to remind again, that we cannot make delay equal to 0, because there will be some delay for the transmission as well as for processing. For all this, there will be some delay that will be obviously there, as well as the characteristic of the filter will also give a delay which is dependent on the frequency, which is a function of frequency. So first of all, we will design a filter with the desired magnitude Tm. Then we will cascade an all pass filter, so that the total delay is constant. And we have also seen in the previous lecture that this delay is dependent upon the frequency, and so we have to concentrate only on the pass band of the whole frequency, or only the frequency range which is prescribed or which is desired. So to do this one, all pass filter, we have to use different orders of the filters. We have also seen that the delay is also a function of n. Delay is also function of order of the filter. So we have to use a number of filters, or number of delay filter, equalization filters, all pass filters, to have the desired constant delay. Now, to have any number of filters, any number of order of the filter, we have to design first order and the second order filters. So we will discuss first order filters and the second order filters which are used for the delay equalization. By cascading first order and the second order filters, we can design any other order of the filter. So let's go with the first order filter. For the first order filter, let's suppose first of all take its transfer function. The general transfer function is written here. We have discussed it in the first unit and the second unit. For the all pass filter, we know that the transfer function is denominator is complex conjugate of the denominator. Let's suppose this is given by k, a constant which can be taken due to the coefficients of s. Then the denominator is s minus psi 1 upon s plus psi 1. The psi is the position of the zeros and the poles. We know that the zeros and the poles for the all pass filter are mirror image to the each other, or we can say that they are equidistant from the origin in the s plane. So it is represented here. The pole position here, the pole position is minus theta 1. So pole is at minus theta 1 and 0 is at the plus theta 1. Now, if we see the magnitude of this response, the magnitude of this response is k. And if we want to find out the phase, how we can find out the phase? Phase will be the denominator minus denominator phase. Now, denominator and the denominator both are equal. So, I can write it as minus 2 into the phase of numerator and the denominator. So, it gives tan inverse omega by theta 1. So, this is the phase of the first order filter. Now, we know that the delay of a filter, delay of anything will be the derivative of negative derivative of phase with respect to frequency. That means d theta by d omega. So, we have d theta 1 which is calculated from here. If we put the value of theta from here to here and take derivative of this, this will give twice of theta 1 divided by 1 plus omega theta 1 whole square. So, this is the delay of first order all pass filter. So, I can say that it is d of first order all pass. So, we have delay of all pass filter which is given by this value. Now, we know that it is a function of frequency. We can find out it from the frequency, and whenever we are going to include it in the main filter, the delay we have to find out its delay with the frequency. So, let's draw it for the delay versus frequency response. When delay is 0, when omega is 0, omega is by psi 1 is equal to 0. This value is 0. So, it gives 2 by psi 1. So, the maximum value is at 0, which is 2 by psi 1. At omega is equal to 1, at this value, at omega is equal to 1, this is equal to 2 by psi 1 upon 1 plus 1 by psi square. And if we calculate it, it gives 1 by psi 1. So, it's at one value, it is 1 by psi 1 value. Similarly, we can find out for the different points for the all type of frequencies, and we can draw and contour for the delay, and we can find out it as delay is varying like this one, and its maximum value is at omega is equal to 0, which is d 0 is equal to 2 by psi 1. So, this is how the delay for the equalization for the delay with first order module is giving response. Now, how we can create this function? How we can create a first order all pass filter with T1s is equal to S minus psi 1 upon S plus psi 1 into K. For this one, this transfer function, all pass filter can be realized by using RC components with psi as 1 by RC as the psi 1. Now there can be two different configurations, inverting and the non-inverting configuration, so that we can also make K is equal to 1 for them, and we can have a psi is equal to 1 by RC for the two for this transfer function. So this value will have two values, the values which will give S plus minus 1 depending upon whether we are using this value or this value, or this circuit or this circuit, into S plus S minus 1 by RC or 1 S plus 1 by RC. So we can say that psi is equal to 1 by RC for these two cases, and K will be equal to plus minus 1 depending upon whether we are using inverting case or we are using non-inverting case. The two values has the capacitor value changing at the different values, and the two values are all values of R are taken equal. So let's take an example to see how it is behaving. Let's suppose we have a delay of third order Butterworth filter. We have to equalize the delay of third order Butterworth filter. Now some parameters must be required for this to specify this third order Butterworth filter. First is alpha max is 3 dB. When we are discussing a frequency of FC, central frequency of 2 kilohertz. So we have central frequency of 2 kilohertz. That means we have to find out the omega. Central frequency, angular frequency omega c will be 4 kilo radians per second, and we have to also normalize for this filter. Other information, that third order Butterworth filter, so the general transfer function of that filter will be given by Sn square, Sn cube plus 2Sn square plus 2Sn plus 1. We have discussed in the previous lecture the Butterworth filter, previous unit, the Butterworth filter and the its coefficients. For the third order coefficient, it is 1, 2, 2, 1. So it is 1, 2, 2, 1. That is the third order coefficient. That is the coefficient of third order Butterworth filter. Also the phase, if we want to find out the phase and the delay, to find out the delay, first of all we have to find out the phase. The phase of the third order Butterworth filter can be given by this equation, minus tan inverse 2 omega n by omega n cube upon 1 minus omega n cube. We have discussed it. We have derived this delay in the second unit. Now we have magnitude, we have the response, we have the phase, and now we have to find out the delay. The delay can be found out by the negative derivation of the phase. Negative derivation of the phase. So we know that this is the negative. This is the phase response. So if we want to put out the value over omega here. Now one thing, this is a function of omega n. Here we have normalized the Sn. So we have to take derivative of with respect to normalized value. So we have multiplied it with omega value and divided with omega n, d omega n. So with that we can calculate the derivative of the normalized value omega n. So when we derivative it with this one, this whole equation, if we put the value of dB over here, this is the derivative of the omega n plus the derivative of the normalized frequency, which will give omega c from this equation. Just a print. So multiplying this TB by first order filter, first order all pass filter, this is now again reminding how we will equalize. First of all, we have to find out the main filter's magnitude, then we will calculate its delay, that is dm, that we have find out given by dB here, Butterworth filter. This is the main filter's delay. Now we have to find out the magnitude is 1 for the all pass filter. We have to find out the delay of the all pass filter. Second, whatever the all pass filter we are cascading. So first order filter we are cascading here. So if we are cascading a first order filter, we have know that its transfer function is given by this equation. Magnitude is 1 and the phase is given by tan inverse omega n by theta 1 into -2, which is the general equation we have just discussed before that one also. So if we find out the delay of this one, that will be the derivative of this one. One more thing, here we are using normalized again, so we have to multiply it with the derivative of with 1 by omega c, which is the derivative of omega n with respect to omega. So we have the total derivative, which was the delay of the first order all pass filter, just as in the previous case, plus multiplied by 1 by omega c, which this omega c comes due to the normalization of the frequency. So this is the delay of all pass filter, first order all pass filter. So what we want a delay dB which varies for 0 to dBm. Now we have equations of all pass filter as well as the main filter, which is Butterworth filter. If we create a Butterworth filter's delay, we draw it gives like this value. We can calculate, we can put the different values of omega over different values. Omega for the different values of delay can be calculated, and then we can draw it on this scale. Now when we draw it on the graph, it will be easier to see the equalization, right? Now we can have different values, different orders of equalization for 2.4, 2.1, 4.2, so that we can find out the different delays that can be there. We can take hit and trial method for these values for psi 1, so that different delays can be calculated, different delay curves can be calculated for all these values. Let's take the difference by use of n. T1 needs optimization Vinny's difference by use of T1 needs optimization, optimum value of psi 1. First take a trial value as psi 1 is equal to 1 by 2. This gives delay equal to, total delay is equal to 1.76. Delay 1 at omega is equal to 1.76, and so on for the delays of D1, D2 can be, total delay can be calculated. When they are multiplied, when they are added, this gives a delay like this one. Then we can take another delay, another value of psi 1, let's suppose that is 1.4. So for 1.4 value, this will be smaller value. So when they are added up, this gives a smaller value. Now we have two curves. One is that I have highlighted, other is this that I have. Let me change. So one delay is this one and other delay line is this one, corresponding to this. When they are added up with the main filter delay, this gives this delay, whereas red line gives this 1.4 delay. Now if we compare the two lines, we can see that delay of 1.2 delay given marked by black line, that is more constant, not completely constant, but the delay variation is almost constant in 1.2 as when compared with 1.4. So in this case, we will try to have psi 1 value is equal to 1.2. So when we have psi value 1.2, we can have delay d1, which is 1.67, which one 1.67, and d1 is equal to 1.5. There is the overall delay that we want is the difference of these two values, which is 0.32 value. This reduction from 0.7 value with a significant result. So the smallest delay d total, smallest delay at omega 1 is equal to 3.4 over here, which is 3.4 for 0.4. So in this way, we can find out that psi 1. When we find out the psi 1, we can find out the values of the R and C. We can find out the value of R and C. When R and C has been found out, we can put it in the two equations or two circuits of inverting and non-inverting cases, and we can find out that equalizer of desired value. A desired circuit of equalizer can be created. So in this way, we can create a equalization with the desired result. So this is about the equalizer. In the last lecture, we have discussed general introduction of the equalizer. In this lecture, we have discussed how equalization can be done using the first order filters, first order all pass filter. In the next lecture, we will discuss the delay equalization with the second order all pass filter. Thank you.